Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgia here from Allendale's Trading Floor. It's July 12th, 2011. Very strong day today after we've seen USDA put out some numbers early this morning as far as how tight are the stocks. That was the question. For corn, came out. We did end up having a pretty bullish number for December corn, and the corn market didn't disappoint. 25 cents higher for corn, and it was one of those markets that we had seen us drift higher throughout the day. So we started off maybe 10 higher, 10, 11 higher, came back a little bit, and then it just started increasing throughout the day, closing above the 50-day moving average for corn, taking out the downtrend. This is for December corn yet, and closing very strong. Question is going to be, can we do it again? Can we stay this strong? We've got some outside influences that I'll talk about in just a little bit that may affect this corn market. But right now and today, as far as the close, corn did close pretty strong and closed back above that 650 area, and it was helped out by the wheat market. Wheat was up 4 cents. Wheat was up 4% today, and that was after a friendly report from the USDA as well. We had about a 30-cent rally for wheat. You had short covering for wheat mixed in with tighter stocks, the tighter stock outlook that really had supported the wheat market. Now beans, as you've read from our research, the beans have been kind of a follower at this point. Beans were up 11 cents today, some short covering there, kind of watching what corn and wheat does with corn and wheat very strong today. Beans ended up jumping up as well. The report was more neutral for beans. We had seen about what the trade was expecting on beans, but had some spillover buying due to some of these other markets, not only just corn and wheat, but also an energy market that was stronger. Crude oil up $2.20. When I sat down this morning for crude, we were actually lower. We were down 50 to 60 cents when I sat down, and we continued to make highs, much like I described for corn. We opened up, and we just continued to increase. That was the same thing for crude. Crude up $2.20. That puts it at $97.35. So we have been chopping around basically from middle of last week when we went up and tried to test that $100 area. We saw a pullback down to about 93. Well, now we're back to this 97. You've got some stories now building with Egypt looking at trying to come into the Middle East or coming into or I guess taking care of some of their rioting, saying how they may need to use some force with that. But you have this talk of this Middle Eastern concern for with fighting and everything else. Well, when we see those types of stories start to build, crude oil then starts to recover. And we had seen that today, but the dollar down about 16 cents. The dollar right now has been a very wild market, especially today. We had a high of 77.17. Right now we're sitting at about 76.21. So that's quite a bit off the highs that we had initially seen this morning. Now the reason we had seen those highs this morning was a lot of these global markets had sold off sharply overnight. So we had our stock market that was down sharply as well. Energies that were down. Well, what was supportive? The dollar. A lot of concern with Italy. Italy's debt concern that's coming up. They are the third largest carrier of debt, the third largest country with debt. U.S. being number one, but they're holding about $2 trillion in debt right now, and that is a huge concern. What if they fail? Who's going to take care of that? We're going to see the IMF come in and take care of that too. Most likely not. But there's a lot of concern around this market that could affect more of the stock market, the energies. Are we going to find funds coming in? Are they going to be willing to increase risk with this on the table, or are we going to find them in more of a decreasing scenario? Well, today did look like they wanted to increase risk with corn. I mean, they had 10,000 contracts that they had bought by 12:30 this afternoon. Beans, they increased their positions a little bit. Wheat, they came in and bought as well. So the wheat, actually, be careful of that. We may have come in, if we see another good, strong close tomorrow for wheat, you've got some guys on the news wires and stuff talking about we could potentially bottom wheat in here and see a pretty good sharp rally just because of the discount that wheat is right now to corn. So keep that in mind. But as I mentioned, today's a strong day. We need to see this carry through one more day and see if we can continue to see the strength more than just one-day rally and see some profit taking. Metals finding a lot of strength late in the session today. Gold up about $20, putting that at $15.69. We did go on up to $15.74. Looks like we could go up and test the old highs that we had at $15.77. If we do crack into some new highs, you probably will find some follow-through buying. But we did go up and make this move very quickly today. Just like the rest of the markets, we're sitting near some resistance. Silver up 50 cents, almost $1.50 range for silver today. Big range. And closing near its highs at this point, or at least they sit near their highs. We'll see how they close, but they are very strong. So we'll see if that can follow through as well. As far as livestock, fat cattle down 50 cents. You've got right now, they're expecting to see cash markets stay steady, but still lower today. Now that's even with boxed beef. That surprisingly was sharply higher. Choice up $1.36, select up $2.06. So boxed beef very strong today. Yet the futures didn't follow that, didn't follow suit. But feeders, they couldn't either, down $1.40. I think we're back to a big rally right now in the grains. We've got feeders now backing off. They made their move, a very strong move over the last several weeks. And I think today was more just profit taking for feeders. But found another dip today of $1.40. As far as hogs had found some strength late last week. They did pull back today, down 90 cents for hogs. They did come off their lows a little bit today, but we're finding the hogs kind of chop around in this area, and we'll see how they want to finish up as well. I've thrown a lot of information at you guys, but I do want to remind you that we've got our conference coming up in January. It's never too soon to start looking into next year's marketing. Get that, at least look at the calendars. Make sure it works for you. Give us a call, and we'd be glad to give you some more information and let you know what's going on with that. I want to thank you guys for listening today. You can give us a call over here at 800-262-7538, or check us out on the web, allendale-inc.com. Hope you guys have a great trading day today and have a great rest of the week. Take care.